Hey there. Hello there. How's it going? I just got a reminder to take my vitamins. It's vitamin reminder time. I've been wondering lately what hi. I thought my connection was going to be fine and apparently it's not. So, if that happens again, I might go out and change the satellite. So if I'm not here, that's why. Or move the Starlink because it seemed to be working great. Anyways, let's hope this stays the connection stays for a minute. What's up, everybody? How are you? I was just talking about vitamins for a moment because I find my vitamins, and I really want to narrow down what my vitamin intake should be. I think that's important. I would, I know several people that have great information on that kind of thing. But I wonder because I have two male friends that are very into vitamins and how all that works. But actually, more than that. But for a woman, is it different? Isn't it? Shouldn't it be? Should I be taking some other different kinds of supplements? Let's go to the comments. Hey, what's up? Valiant Brand says heart emoji, Saturn emoji, angel emoji, flex emoji. I'm gonna try my best to narrate what's going on screen because I do want to convert this to podcast form. So everyone listening knows what's going on. Excellent choice says, "What's up? What's up? Excellent, 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 excellent choice. Good to see you." And I said, for those of you that are not watching this, open. Let me know if you want the link. I would like to also have the type of okay. All right. Keep your fingers crossed and your toes crossed. It's Sunday night. We're hanging out. I am in the bus, as you can see, and I'm at a campground outside of the city, and the meetup was great. It was really lovely. It was intimate, right? But just kind of perfect. I think had it been more intense, it might have been a little overwhelming. Nashville's very much like Austin's 6th Street, if you've ever been there. Very rambunctious, lots going on, lots of bridal parties and tons of people everywhere. It's a Austin, Las Vegas, like Nashville. It's like over here somewhere. They're all similar, but they have their own kind of vibe. I heard a couple people compare it to Vegas, and I was just like, kind of. But I see more Austin here. Anyways, it was lovely. We played darts. We had some drinks. We did some dancing. I didn't vape. 7 days vape free, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing it. I got 14 more days, right, for it to be a habit. That's actually I didn't think about this, but it's surviving in real time, right? You are watching a transformation or going from being addicted to a habit not doing that anymore. Hopefully when I know I'm trying to stop every time the video cuts out, but hopefully y'all understand everything I'm saying and I'm not cutting off too bad. Thanks, Russ. Russ says hand clap emoji, thumbs up emoji. Ooh, what if I come through by some emoji comes through? I don't know what it really means. Oh goodness. Oh, that was a trip. I looked at the clock real quick and it said 5:55 and I had 5 viewers. So it was 5. D-Raj! Namaste, friend. I was thinking about you. I'm glad I was thinking of a Hex Guild and how information about how to live life, how to sci-vive, right? I posted in the sci-vive chat too that this is happening and that it's an open invite. So if anyone does want the link, let me know. And I think I'd like to stick to the topics of sci-viving, longevity, positivity, breathing, right? That's kind of a niche I feel that I work well in in this community and in general in the world in general. I'd be interested to see what kind of audience just being positive and talking about extending your life. All right, we're back. I apologize, y'all. I'm a little frustrated because Starlink did not use either it did used to be like this or I really just have had bad luck lately. The spot I'm at, it's in an open area and maybe I just need to move it further. But anyway, back to the chat. D. Rush said, howdy, academaciated. Academaciated? Yeah. Says, chocolate milk is very nice. Shrug emoji. Interesting. That's kind of a random thought. But hey, that's what we're about here. That's a positive thing. It's definitely a positive thing to say. Chocolate milk. I use my feed is very choppy. Let me be right back. I should write a sign that says be right back so that anyone who joins knows what's going on. I guess I could also just post into the chat. Fixing internet. Right? This is better than like starting and stopping again, right? What's up, Garton? Hey, I'm gonna read y'all yours and I see you, Datham. I'll be back in a second. I am going to run my satellite out further and see if it'll fix it. So much suspense. So much. Thank you, all 5 of you, for hanging out. And all those on the replay. I wonder if I should go through and cut out the parts that suck. But we'll see. Let's just keep on. Let's just press on, shall we? I feel like I was in the middle of saying something slightly profound and lost it. That's all right. It'll come back to me. So, yeah, happy to be here. Meetup went well. It was good. I think it was a good, I really do feel that there are a lot of synchronicities within this community and things happen very flowy like. So it all flowed well. Nashville's a gem of a city. I do like it here. I'm excited that I get to just hang out for a little bit. Actually, I'm going to be in the area for a minute, so I'm gonna probably spend most of the time in the bus, to be honest with you. It's been a trip being back on the road, but I love it. All right, let's get back to chat because that might jog my memory. All right. So Academy Seated said chocolate milk is very nice. Shrug emoji. Uncle Will, hello there. You have such a lovely smile, says Uncle Will. I'm glad you are going nicotine free. Me, I quit smoking last Christmas. Congratulations. Good job. That's inspiring. I don't feel like it's the nicotine. I'm not like dumbing down your achievement, but for me, it's the knowing of the act. It's the doing the action. It doesn't even matter really what it is. I mean, it matters, obviously. That's the whole reason I'm not doing it anymore. But I felt like it was taking control of my time and energy, and I didn't like that. Not one bit. I felt moved by it in a way. There's probably a better way to say that, but yeah, it felt addicting. Maybe that's part of what it was, is that it just felt not good to put in my body. So anyways, congrats on that though. That's almost 1 year coming up, so Merry early Christmas. Hopefully this is better. I'm tethering off my phone now. Realized that I have unlimited data. So hopefully this will work all right. And then BPK Dasbom says, evening, smiley face. Uncle Will says, your feed is very choppy. Yes, it was. Hopefully that got fixed. Gartin says, greetings. And I said, I'll be right back. I'm fixing the internet. And then BK Dasbom says, the suspense. 369. That's 3SICK 9. For those of you listening, clever indeed. Says, what's up? Gartin says, what happened to the PulseChain tour page? Where's the next stop? Does that address that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen there not work? Ooh. Is there something wrong with our site? Ooh. Y'all. All right, glad the feed is better. Can everyone watching go to pulsechaintour.com and tell me what happens? Garten, I think you've discovered something I didn't know. I wonder how long it's been like that. Well, let's get something fixed. Hey, this is what I'm talking about. Real-time action. We're moving forward. We're doing things. We're building in the bear market. Look at us go. I'm so glad to be on this winning team, y'all. It's real sweet. Okay, I'm going to communicate to someone real quick. And then we'll continue on. We'll just continue chatting. All right. What's the chat say? Just now. Page is blank. Page has been suspended. No me gusta. Ding, 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 ding. My cam is offline. Oh, I think that was a minute ago. Thank you, Das Mom, for helping get my attention. Okay, so I am going to hopefully get that fixed. Thank you, everyone, for being diligent friends and fans of this ecosystem. It's Sunday. It's Sunday, y'all. Sunday is a good day. I feel good today. I feel good. It's nice to be here with you. Streaming every day is I haven't been doing it every day. However, I'm learning more about the process. I am excited to have anyone join me. I know I've said this a couple times. If you're out there and you think, gosh, what's it like to stream? I sure would like to get on the internet and talk in front of a bunch of people who were once strangers. By the way, that's, something I say often is this community is what gives me wealth. I feel wealthy in friendship and partnership and companionship. This is really top-notch community. Lots of wonderful people. All right, let me get back to the chat. Dasbomb said, you talked about chocolate milk and then you said, be right back. Thanks for reminding me. And then Dasbomb says, the stream is smooth. The pothead says, thumbs up, emoji, heart. Uncle Will says, the feed looks much better. Dasbomb says, we are all devs now, 100%. That's us. We are working together. And Dasbomb says, community coming together and makes things happen. It does. Russ said, the page is blank. So hopefully we are getting something fixed. Dasbomb said, doing it live. Hex Glenn says, hey, hello, Hex Glenn. It was lovely hanging out with you. You're just such a joyful, like, I love y'all. I hope, Glenn, I hope you don't mind me telling a little story. But at the end of the night, Glenn, you remind me of someone in my family, basically, because, we've been partying. We were having a good time, right? We ate, we did some dart playing, we went and danced. And then it's near the end of like our night, and I think we were about to leave. And I asked Glenn, I was asking about, because we used the bus to get to like closer to the spot, the downtown Broadway area. And I realized that I was a responsible party for getting people back to their cars. And when I realized that, so I was just like making sure everyone was being accommodated, and if anyone needed to go back earlier and all that jazz. Basically, Glenn says something to the effect of like, or I'm asking like what time, if anyone like, are you ready to go, or like, do you need to leave? And Glenn was basically like so down to just like chill and have a good. He was like, I don't know, man. Like whatever happens, like he's like, down to like continue the party. And then was like, and then yeah, I need to get back to my car eventually. Back to the spot where my vehicle is. So that, just long story short, it's just so nice meeting so many different people in this community and getting to know people better, and just having so many new connections. And so I was thinking about, okay, so this episode is called, what did I call it? Nashville Meetup Afterglow. Now, the term Afterglow, I hadn't heard it until, the first time I heard that phrase was when I used to go to a Christian church, and we would have the regular, like there'd be a Sunday night service, and then a lot of the youth at this church I would go to would all go hang out afterwards and have an afterglow. And basically they would just all hang out and we'd sing worship songs and read verse, like just have a Jesus Bible party. Right? So I picked that word today for this episode because I really do feel kind of like basked in the glory of this community. And there are so many good people here who want to see other people succeed. And I believe with all my heart that that's Richard's plan and that that's going to happen. It's hard for, I think, it's speaking from my heart, right? I feel fortunate that I have such a positive outlook in general. I feel even more fortunate that I got put into this community or that I ended up here, because the stress and pain and disbelief, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that exists within this kind of community, because it is tied so closely to our finances, can be heavy. And I know that there are people out there that have lost their lives. They've taken their own lives because they were so tied to their finances being their worth as a human, right? Or just feeling that not having any more financially meant that they were not worthy to exist as a human. It's so within who I am and what I feel my purpose is on this earth to say that it's never worth it in that way. It's just, I mean, who am I to judge anyone? I'm not, I don't know. I'm not saying it from a place of judgment, but this is a place where even with something like that in mind, or knowing that the downside is so is so far down, right? The way that we lift each other up and carry each other through these times, I think, is unmatched in community. And coming full circle, all that to say, I believe strongly whatever it is I do believe. So I want y'all to know that I do believe we're going to make it. I do believe that Richard has our best intentions at heart. I think that's what I want to say. That's what I'm trying to say. If part of me wishes I could go and testify, right, on his behalf and be like, this is someone who really, and it's frustrating sometimes for me to see people expecting things of him, because of all the, I mean, come on, like, do you listen to the man? Have you ever listened to what he said? You ever heard a thing come out of Richard Hart's mouth? I'm let me get back to the chat again. All right, excellent choice. Page has been suspended. Hexglen / suspended page.cgi. Yes, hopefully we are getting that fixed. Matt, seems the site is down. It does. Could be in transfer progress. I will find out. Could be in transfer progress. Ask RG. Podcast. All right. Erto says penguin emoji. I'm about it. That's I like it. Angels Funds says still looking good. I'm happy to see you enjoying life. Thank you, Angels Funds. I believe that enjoying life is a right. It's a human right, and we should all be enjoying life. We really should. I've seen this meme or Instagram post talking about how, and I don't remember which, like it says like a certain group's name or whatever, but basically the gist of it is that people think we need to have this kind of purpose in terms of your work, right? Like people, I'm gonna butcher the way it's what I'm trying to say, but it's, or the way that it goes, but it's basically, you know, we're taught that we have to have this job, you know, and I'm hopeful that this generation, like my generation maybe, is the last to have to go through things like that, right? Like, can't we just stop thinking that we need to find something outside of enjoying, you know, and I know this is probably a philosophical argument, but I miss, that's what another reason I'm so stoked to be a part of this community, because Hexaco, right? Why aren't we living in community anymore? Why don't we? I mean, you know, I know why. This is all rhetorical, of course, but I think that there's huge value to it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing something like that come to fruition. In fact, there's a couple of intentional communities, I don't know if that's what I want to call them, that I'd really like to visit. One is in Monaco, I believe. It's a longevity community. And the cool thing about that is that they get to do different types of trials and have things available that you wouldn't elsewhere. So I think these places, these communities made by Hexicans, made by longevity scientists, enthusiasts, right, are going to be where the world changes. to put it bluntly. All right, back to the chat. Russ says, "Oh, I heard a different meaning for afterglow. I'm sure." Hex Glenn says, "Cry. I mean, laugh so hard I cry emoji." What? I need better. I need to get better info on emoji, like spelling out what each of them are. DOSBomb, I saw this earlier and appreciate your comment. DOSBomb said, "Testify, preach, then afterglow," with the praise emoji. Hex Glenn says, "Thanks for sharing about Nashville." Yeah, I'm glad that I hope I didn't embarrass you in any way, shape, or form. But there's people from all walks of life, all kinds of different personalities. You know, I heard Kaylin I overheard Kaylin sharing this story about, it was one of the she was telling this couple at the meetup in Nashville how the cruise, we were all on the cruise, right? And 110 Hexicans on this cruise. Imagine the next one, y'all. Sign up. Go sign up for that cruise. Cabo. They're going to Cabo. They're here. Go to Cabo. And to think of how diverse this group is, how many different kinds of personalities, backgrounds, interests, you name it, y'all. Like, yeah, we do have, I believe, similar convictions, many of us, similar outlooks on what we'd like to see the world look like, perhaps. But I think we all got here in a very different way. And I think that that's important to, when we share about who we are and what it is we're doing, you know, it's what a diverse group of people that get to hang out and sci-fi 5555, as RH Max would say. All right, going back to the chat now. So yeah, Glenn said, "I'm glad we walked back to the bus." I am too. We almost took an Uber, but I think that would have been very silly. I think we would have just taken longer to Uber than to walk back. Russ says, "It's going to be super cool ending 5555 stakes." I agree wholeheartedly. I am stoked about that. you know, it's interesting because I feel like the sentiment has changed. A lot of people have changed their tune in terms of 5555 stakes, but so many of us have done them. I mean, I like being part of the staker, the mining class, the 5555 club. I think I will get a 555. In fact, I think I unintentionally did because I have 5 hexagons. But that's no, never mind. 5555 somewhere eventually. I think that'll be a good one to get. Okay. Matt says you should clip minute 24 to 26. Very powerful. Thank you. I will likely do so. Appreciate your input. Matt says hard to find inner peace sometimes, but I feel it now. The most difficult emotions are behind me. I mean, I agree with that, but also, you know, maybe you're speaking to just in this moment, right? But it's cyclical, right? That's the whole this too shall pass, is that those emotions will come back around, and we have to be that's this I don't know, I it's silly how stoked I am in this bear market. I really love that I'm learning all of this through this is my first bear market and it sucks so bad. It blows. It's wretched. It is so. I seriously thought we had hit bottom like a couple months ago, and I said that before, but in the fact of like the community, like being at each other's throats and just degen central, but no, we kept going. It's fine though. It's one of those moments, right? The lotus. That's why I'm very attracted to the image of the lotus because they develop in the mud and then one day they spring open and float to the surface. And I think that's a beautiful analogy perhaps to make for what Hex is going through right now. What a lot of us in this ecosystem may be feeling right now, because it's just like you're in the mud, you're just like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore. Then pew, it's gonna be great. Knoxville, hand pink waving. You know, I wonder why it is that because that's an emoji, right? Shouldn't I be seeing an emoji? I just see it says hand pink waving. Does anybody know why that happens? Does anybody know? And Matt says, bruh, that laugh emoji is just the new laugh emoji for Gen Z. Millennial version is well, so what laugh emoji? Laugh emoji. Okay, so it's just all laugh. I get it now. All right. And then Matt said, no mud, no lotus, 100%. Garton says, really? I think it's great to buy and shake out the non-hexagons. I don't know what I can't tell what your really is in reference to. But that's good too. I like shaking out. Well, and it's not, I don't think it's even non-hexagons, right? I think it's shaking out the weak lettuce, soy boy, baby hands. That's what it is. Bye. Y'all, diamond hands. Look at these diamond hands. I kind of want to get diamond tattoos on my hands. Have you seen those 3-year tattoos? I've seen tattoos that you kind of like DIY and they last for 1 to 2 weeks, and then there's others you can get this ink done that only lasts 3 years. Interesting. Oh goodness. Let's see. I feel like I mentioned I might talk about some other things. So I pulled this book to share, and a good friend gave me this book, a good new Mexican friend, thanks to this tour. Y'all, I'm telling you, come on out. Come to Charlotte is next. I think Charlotte's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if I've ever been to, I think I've been to Charlotte very briefly because I used to work for this company where I test cell phone towers. And I remember seeing a lot of the palm tree and the moon or the sun. That's like one of the Carolina flags. Anyways, in part, I like exploring new cities. So I think Charlotte will be fun for that. And the content is going to be great. I know Crypto Sloth is speaking at Charlotte. Alpha. Come get you some. Come get you some alpha. Crypto Sloth. Y'all, and I just shout out Crypto Sloth. He shows up every now and then. And maybe you're watching it on the replay. I appreciate you a lot. I don't remember when it was, but it basically, like, he just makes himself available. We haven't actually had time to chat or like go over some things that I had wanted to come to you with, but I appreciate that you're, just always like, hey, you need help with something, you need to understand something better, just like hit me up. It's that kind of community that, that's why we're here. That's how we're going to make it through this, is because we have so many people who are willing to take time and teach others and, be like, I think part of it is that you got here. If that makes sense. You at least got far enough to have custody over your own wallet and hold Hex or Pulse or PulseX. And you got the basics, right? I think, and that's what I've experienced often, because I don't spend a lot of time. I spent time learning about this ecosystem and Hex in particular, and it all made sense to me. So I was happy with that knowledge. But there's so much to learn about in the system. I get overwhelmed, to be honest with you. That's probably why I mess around with a lot of other coins, because I just don't have the bandwidth to spend time learning about them and doing my own research, because I did that for 6 months. I took 6 months to learn about Hex before. I mean, I did invest on the way, but as I was putting this money in, I was just like, okay, am I sure? Because I want to be sure, even if it's a gamble, right? I know I'm taking a risk. Not financial advice, by the way. I know I don't talk about this stuff often. So anyways, wow, I went on a huge tangent, and all I meant to say was thank you, Swizzle Sticks, for this book. He gave me a couple, and this is one of them. Interesting, all of the parallels with my Christian journey right now, because this is something I would do with the Bible. Swizzle Sticks turned me on to this because he's read it. He obviously he likes sharing this book with people. And he said it's similar to Sci-Vive in that you really could just pick it up and open to a page and read something. So the connection there is, I used to do that with the Bible. You just open the Bible up and, oh God, do you want to save me? So, God, what do you want to say to me? We're going to, let's see. This is great. This is great. If I get my show cut for this, I sure hope we don't, because I just read the end of this one part and I was like, well, I shouldn't read that. I'm gonna read this other thing. So before I go into this, let me finish keeping up on the chat real quick, because just in case we get carried away. All right, Garton. Okay, we said that already. The low price. I'm still not 100%. I don't exactly remember what I was saying about the low price. I'm happy with it. In fact, I got work to do later in that regard. Hex Glenn said, haha, lettuce soy hands. Yes, silly. Buddy R says, cool. Hello, Buddy R. And Das Bomb says, I keep 3 Hex books in my car to give to people that I randomly meet and are cool, but don't have time to onboard properly. I feel like a Jehovah's Witness every time. I kind of get that. Yeah, I get that. I've actually never had them approach me. I don't know too much about Jehovah's Witnesses. I know a lot about Mormons, though. know quite a bit about that. All right. Caught up on chat. Going to read. Okay, let me just show you the whole book. Right. I don't know if I. And it's been great. I actually started, so I did a little every now and then, like I'd open this and just read a thing, but I also have been reading it from the beginning. It's pretty well done. So are you ready for this? Law 16. Never underestimate the power of a female orgasm. If you're a woman, regular orgasms are one of the keys to showing up fully in your world. This is great. When you orgasm, every hormone tied to happiness, it's not safe for work. This is not safe for work. This is not probably safe for YouTube. Is it? I don't know. We're about to find out. It's just knowledge, right? When you orgasm, every hormone tied to happiness and performance goes up. Your immune system improves and you get younger. And you get younger. Having orgasms is a skill that can unlock new levels of happiness and even altered states. Changing your game is easier to do when you learn to master your orgasms. This is interesting because that's probably one of the things that I've not spent a lot of time, right? Because there's a whole male movement of withholding from orgasm, and it's not something that I've studied or looked into, and I don't know how or if it would apply to women in any way. So let's find out what Dave Asprey has to say about that. All right, it says, after spending all that time thinking about my own orgasms, it seemed only fair to interview some of the top experts on women's orgasms. So I sought some out. How do you become an expert on women's orgasms? I love it. The first was Emily Morse, a doctor of human sexuality and the host of the wildly popular podcast Sex with Emily. Dr. Morse's show is mission-driven. She started it to get the word out about the power of female orgasms and to help everyone have the best sex of their lives. I love this. We're not going to go too far. Yeah. This is nice because they're like just little chunks. This is cool. I hope you all are getting some alpha from this here. All right. As Dr. Morse shares in her interview, she comes from a very liberal family, so you might not expect her to have any hangups about sex. Her mom even told her, talk to me about sex if you have any questions. But Dr. Morse didn't have any questions because no one in her family talked about sex. When she got to college and started having sex, she didn't think it was all that exciting. Then she heard some of her friends talking about something called an orgasm and asked, what's that? This is all too common, and it is one of the reasons this chapter exists. Heyo. Maybe I'll just stop there. I don't know how much of a book you can read without getting in trouble, right? Without copyright infringement. Let's see. Should I continue? Put a 1 in the chat if I should just keep reading. It's not that much longer, to be honest with you. I've got this, I'm already here, and then we've got a little bit over here, and then there's action items. I want to get to the action items. Fuck it, I'm just going to do it. All right. Okay. Now Dr. Morse travels around the world to sex conferences. I didn't even know that was a thing. To learn about the latest and greatest developments in the world of sex, and helps women incorporate those developments into their own sex lives. The issue she sees more than any other is low sexual desire in women. I have the opposite problem. Many of the women she meets feel frustrated and hopeless, but Dr. Morse has found that a great way to boost female libido is through something as simple as increasing blood flow. Kegels? To feel desire and have an orgasm, women and men need their blood to flow down to their genitals. Big gun erectile dysfunction drugs such as Viagra can solve this problem in both men and women. But there are also safe and natural solutions for women without drugs. Dr. Morse recommends mindful masturbation to stimulate arousal. CBD-infused clitoral massage oils that relax and stimulate arousal, or any other clitoral stimulating pleasure products. Interesting. Kegel. I called it. Kegel exercises are another simple solution. They exercise the pelvic floor muscles, the ones you would use to stop the flow of urine. Both men and women experience benefits from tensing and holding those muscles for 10 seconds at a time for a few minutes a day. Maybe I'm doing Kegels right now. Men experience better ejaculatory control and stronger orgasms. Who doesn't want this? Tell me. Women also experience stronger orgasms, urinary continence. No more peeing when you sneeze. Is that a thing? And greater sexual desire. Almost done. Next, I sought out Dr. Jolene Brighton, a functional medicine naturopathic doctor specializing in women's health. Dr. Brighton told me that when women have at least 1 or 2 orgasms a week, they feel better and live longer. Yes! I love it. According to her research, women who have regular orgasms have better. This is great, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt myself because of all the things to flip to, this is fantastic because I am on this path. If you've watched my last few podcasts, like listened or watched this, I want to talk about fertility and longevity, like specifically longevity as in regards to fertility. And this is just so on point for like going down that vein. All right. Okay, I'm going to read that one more time, actually. Dr. Brighton told me that when women have at least 1 or 2 orgasms a week, they feel better and live longer. Hallelujah. According to her research, women who have regular orgasms have better overall immune system modulation and lower inflammatory markers. This makes sense since the stress hormone cortisol, which decreases in women after they orgasm, causes inflammation. This means that more orgasms lead to less stress, less disease. Apologies. I just want to make sure my phone isn't dying or dead. No, we're good. Yeah, we're almost done with this. Like you want it to stop. No, you don't. This is great. All right. Orgasms lead to less stress, less disease, and less aging, but only for women. Ooh, trippy. Almost all the advice in this book applies equally to men and women, but definitely not when it comes to orgasm frequency. Yes, this is in parentheses. Yes, it's technically possible for men to orgasm without ejaculating. It's just very rare without advanced practice. Ooh. I'm gonna say things like I can't. I will eventually. It's gonna be great. Women's orgasms support healthy hormone levels, relieve stress, and can unlock altered states of consciousness. And there's a footnote for that. While frequent orgasms tend to lower testosterone levels in men, they flood the female body with estrogen and oxytocin. Oxytocin has earned the nickname the love molecule because it fosters social bonding, trust, relaxation, and generosity. That buzzy, warm... That buzzy, warm afterglow a woman feels with her partner after having sex is thanks to oxytocin. I couldn't have even written that. My life is magic. Estrogen enhances the effects of oxytocin too. The two work in synergy when a woman orgasms, creating a cocktail of feel-good bonding and relaxation. On top of that, women get a post-orgasm increase in the neurotransmitter serotonin that boosts mood even more. Basically, more frequent orgasms do the exact same things for women that less frequent ejaculation does for men. Super interesting. Super interesting. If that's not an argument for the idea that there's a mother nature out there controlling things, I don't know what is. Funny. Okay, so another reason I like this book is that there's information like that, and then you are given action items. I was reading. Like I said, I've done some of this where I just open it up, right? But I've also been reading from the beginning And it's legit action stuff. Like you really need to, it was overwhelming. What I'm trying to say is I haven't done the action items yet. But I want to work through a lot of this book and do some of that. So I'm going to read the action items and then we will get back to the chat. Ask me your questions about the female orgasm. Oh, I wish Georgia was here, to be honest with you. I feel like Georgia and I would have a fun, like, woman sexuality. Because she's Georgia Carrera. If y'all don't follow her already, please do, because she is a gem of a human. She's a wonderful woman, and she's got a lot of, she almost kind of plays a character sometimes. That woman is brilliant and hilarious, and I like her confidence. She goes for it. Action items. If you are a woman. Anyone else? Any other women in the chat right now? Can I get a hand raised or kissy face if you're a lady? What's up? Leave a comment if you've watched this and you're a woman, by the way. I would love to know. All right, action items. If you are a woman, your orgasms are the key to a healthier and longer life and a not entirely unpleasant way of achieving those goals. It's great. If you are suffering from low libido, make sure to do Kegel exercises regularly to boost sexual desire. Don't have that problem. If you are a woman, to the audience, 90% of you, if you are a woman's partner, pay attention to her pleasure so you can grow old together. If that's your kind of thing. Cute. All right. Wow, Dave Asprey. Great book. Great book. Cool. Cool stuff. Wow. Well, thanks. Thanks for hanging out and having that conversation with me. What a treat. That was new territory, and I like it. I'm trying not to touch my hair too much. It's not easy. Okay, that's what I said. Back to the chat. Let's go. LFG. All right. Russ says fair use with commentary. Is that true? Because that's awesome. Because I'm going to do that the whole time. DOSBomb says PulseChain positivity and orgasms go hand in hand. Yes, sir. They do. If you know, you know. 14 pulses. LFG says DOSBomb. Russ says, can I get a copy of this book? I'm sure you can, sir. It's probably on Audible and Amazon.com. DOSBomb says happy people live longer. More orgasms equal more happy. Yeah, true. DOSBomb says makes sense. And then DOSBomb also says, got to split though. Almost 3 a.m. here. Wish you all a nice day. Kirby emoji. That's what that is, right? I call this the Kirby emoji. I'm going to do a Kirby dance. Thanks, DOSBomb. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Garton says synchronicity of the Afterglow, 100%. That was really, really cool, y'all. Of all the chapters to read and then to have the actual word Afterglow show up in that book. What a trip. I am high degree says I'm going to need practice. Well, don't we all? We all need practice. RH Max. Hi. Did I make you blush? And Russ says, little known fact, orgasms cure headaches. I think I knew that. I feel like orgasms cure everything. Yeah, nearly. I mean, you heard the guy. All those magical chemicals that get released into your body. What wonderfulness. What wonderfulness. Yes. So it's been great ingesting more material outside of Sci-Vive because I've been such a Sci-Viver. I've just had Sci-Vive, on my mind so much and have been so immersed in Richard's words that I'm excited now to move on and to get get knowledge from other sources, learn more about other things, like the female orgasm. Oh, 369 coming through with the super chat, $9.99. 369 says, everybody taking notes? Because you should be. 100%. 100%. And you know, it's interesting. I mean, since we're here and we're going there already, and I'm not a sexpert or anything. This is, again, super new territory for me to be talking about this. And, you know, going to try and be as professional as I can about it. It's interesting to have learned over time the different ways. And I don't know if this is the same for dudes, but like there can be multiple ways that I achieve some sort of climax. I'll put it that way, right? Because I feel like an orgasm is different from like oh, help me out here. What am I trying to say? From like getting off in a different way. It's sex is great. I think, you know, I'm really grateful that I didn't subscribe to feeling like I had to stay in a relationship. So I was married at young. I got married young, and I was super religious at the time. And I don't know, like it was like the thing that you were supposed to do, right? You go to college and you get married and you have a family. And I knew. So I was married for a few years, maybe like 3.5, 4 years, and then moved to Austin, Texas with my husband at the time. And I realized shortly thereafter, after I was away from all my friends and family, I was having this realization that how in the world could I have decided that I was going to spend the rest of my life with this one person and not been of the age to even consume alcohol in the United States? Like, how do you think you know? And maybe, you know, it works sometimes. My art teacher in high school married his high school sweetheart. I have a good friend, actually. My friend's Christian, and his wife married since high school, and they're doing great. They love each other. They're in love. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. So, yeah, of course it can work. But I feel thankful that I saw early enough in that relationship that once it was kind of just the two of us and we had this like different life together, that it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I wanted. And it was as simple as that. It was heartbreaking because he's a sweet dude, nice guy. But I didn't know me. I didn't even know. I'm just kidding. No, I feel great now. I am pretty damn confident in who I am these days. But yeah. It was all that to say basically that like I won't settle, because like if I made this like commitment and then decided, you know, like I can't even remember the sex. Unmemorable. Like, and I waited until March. I waited. I did. Yeah. So, mistake. No, seriously though. I just, you know, it's sad to me. Yeah, people can make it work or whatever, but when you are committing to having a emotionally intimate relationship with someone, if that ability for you to pleasure your partner and provide these orgasms that women need to live longer. Right? Like, without your wanting to do that, right? It can't just come from a place of like obligation or, because that's what you're supposed to do or whatever. It's, to me, also, can be a much more spiritual thing, right? I've had moments of, and I hope that some women start, I need to share this in the ladies group. Also, this is an open invite stream. I'm probably not going to keep it up much longer because we're getting deep in it. But if anyone wants to come up and chit chat about this, I'd love to know, especially if you're a male and you've either done you're okay with talking about withholding, and how that has worked for you or hasn't worked for you. Or if someone's watching this on the replay and you want to talk about that and have, this fun, weird sexual conversation, and weird in the best way possible, y'all. We are the outliers, right? We're the ones out here, having parties in the bear market. I was trying to think of like the weirdest thing that's going on right now. I mean, just the fact that we're still banded together, right? Coin down 99% and spirits down 99.9%, right? But we're still here building and talking. And I'm glad that I get to provide this really kind of random content and just be myself and be appreciated for that. So anyways, I don't know if I have said it at least once, but thanks 369 for that 9999. I don't want to leave the site. No. Wrong one. Hex Glenn says, hold on. Oh, there we go. Hex Glenn says Hexagon women are living forever now. I sure hope so. Well, here's the thing. So look at us coming full circle. This is a great way to probably close the show as well. Hex Glenn, I don't know if you heard this because I spoke about it at least once or twice in the last week or two that I've been doing these podcasts. I strongly believe that longevity is going to take off in the next 15 to 20 years, big time. I think that a lot of people's lives are going to be changed and saved, and that science is going to continue to create cures and the abilities to reverse the aging process. I think that that's I don't think that's science fiction anymore, for sure. I'm super about the longevity community. And I don't know yet because I'm just kind of just starting to really get my feet wet in longevity, right? I've studied a little bit of it through Sci-Vive, through Aubrey de Grey, through that book that you just saw, and another one through David Sinclair's work as well. I had a really great, if any of you are interested in Sci-Vivalism or longevity, look for my stream with Brent Nally, or look up Brent Nally. He's a Hexagon. He's in the community. He's a badass. He's a longevity guy. So it's like super cool. Like he's, on that same page as Aubrey de Grey. Brent Nally is a dope dude. Check out that information. Anyways, what I was getting to is that within longevity, right? All of the money that's going into longevity studies, there's this graph. In fact, I just saw them post it. Let me see. Let's see if I can't, what's it called? Be all fancy and share my screen again. Let me find. So Athena Dow, if you all want to look and follow another great account. And this is who I'm interested in, maybe working with or helping to promote them and what they're doing. Athena Dow, their handle on Twitter is at Athena, ATHENA _ Dow, DAO _ I'll probably retweet one of their things right now so you can find them that way as well. However, I am looking in particular for this chart. I found it. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to share this. Present. screen. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. There you go. Startup funding by category. Total funding. And I'm not sure. I don't see where it says if that's just thousands of dollars. Perhaps. And then this span here you see is all these different groups within longevity. Okay. Reprogramming, regenerative medicine, mitochondria, AI/ML, autophagy, hopefully I'm saying that right, senescent cells, parabiosis, mTOR, nutrient sensing, immune aging, and I'm reading this in order from left to right, right? So the most amount of funding to the least amount of funding. Immune aging, NAD+, DNA repair, right? DNA repair within longevity, NAD+ within longevity. Pets within longevity. What's to the right of pets? Reproductive longevity. And the very last one is extracellular matrix. So basically, what I'm trying to show you here is that women's longevity is less funded than longevity for pets. So I want to help that cause and be a part of that movement and teach people about why it's important for women's reproductive longevity and everything. One moment. So to come back full circle with the comment that Hexagon made, right? That Hexagon women are living forever now. That's what I'm going to try and do, okay? Because there's already so much longevity funding going towards studying these things, and right, it's very similarly to crypto, very male dominant, right? So I'm just overjoyed that I've met a couple of women who are very strong women who want to see the female reproductive and longevity studies improve or get bigger. And because if let's say all y'all dudes out there, you're good, like you've got your longevity shit down, right? But like if women are not living longer, how are you gonna reproduce, huh? So, and in particular, like women who like their fertility, right? The ovaries, the eggs, right? Like that's super important. Yeah, especially because I feel like so many people are waiting until they're older, and imagine, if we start to see that yes, we are living longer, healthier lives. Why not wait to have your children if you wanted to? Like, what a cool way to live your life being healthy and being able to perpetuate. Like, who knows? Like what like imagine the lives you could live within your life. I feel like many of us already feel that way or have, right? We've lived. I personally feel as if I've lived a couple of different lifetimes already, in terms of the person who I am and who I'm becoming and where I've been. And this me would not me. Let's see. Maybe 15 years ago, me would look at this me and gasp. Oh, my stars. Who is that lady? What's she doing? So let me get to the end of these comments here, and then we're gonna shut it down, y'all. Good news from Garton. Garton says the tour page is back up. That is good to hear. It is indeed. So that means y'all should go there and buy your tickets for the next event you're gonna come to. Come hang out. It is indeed, like I was talking about earlier, it is a great time. All right, Kincaid Honey says, if you aren't signed up for cryonics, then you aren't taking longevity seriously enough. Consider checking it out. I'm on the fence about cryonics, which is what I think it is. I think you're referring to having your body frozen, right? I met someone at the longevity conference who was also on that same page, very much about it, very interested in it. And I do follow at least a couple people through the longevity circle that are about it. I don't know enough about it, but I'm going to look into it. And good to see you, Kincaid honey. Thanks for tuning in. Excelsior says, keep going, girl. Love to see that beautiful spirit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Cool Arrow says, women live longer than men in general. This is true. That is true. However, if men were doing all these longevity things and wanted, their women to be a part of that continuation, right? Like that life, then they'd be a little harder pressed to find the reproductive answers. Anyways, all right. That is it for the evening, I think. What a wonderful wacky stream this was, but I loved it. I loved every second of it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. Thank you for spreading the word, smashing that like button, leaving a comment. I'll see you all in the next one.